Hello everyone, in this video we'll talk about some glossary of psychology. Okay, here we start. Syndrome. Group are pattern of symptoms that occur together in a disorder and present the typical picture of the disorder. Systematic desensitization, a form of behavioral therapy in which phobic client learns to induce a relaxed state and then exposed to stimuli that elicit fear of phobia. Therapeutic alliance, the special relationship between the client and the therapist, contractual nature of the relationship and limited duration of the therapy are its two major components. Token economy, forms of behavior therapy based on operant conditioning in which hospitalized patient earns tokens they can exchange for valued rewards when they behave in ways the hospital staff consider to be desirable. Trait, a relatively persistent and consistent behavior pattern manifested in a wide range of circumstances. Trait approach, an approach to personality that seeks to identify the basic traits necessary to describe personality. Transactional approach, it includes interactions between people and environment. Human beings affect the environment and in turn are affected by the environment. Transference, strong positive or negative feelings toward the therapist on the part of individual undergoing psychoanalysis. Typology, ways of categorizing individuals into discrete categories or types. Example, type A personality, unconditional positive regard, an attitude of acceptance and respect on the part of an observer, no matter what the other person says or does. Unconscious, in psychoanalytic theory, characterizing any activity or mental structure which a person is not aware of. Valence of attitude, whether an attitude is positive or negative. Values, enduring beliefs about ideal modes of behavior are in state of existence. Attitudes that have a strong evaluative and art aspect. Verbal test, test in which a subject ability to understand the use of words and concept is important in making the required responses. Self actualization, a state of self fulfillment in which people realize their highest potential in their own unique way. Self awareness, insight into one's own motives, potential, and limitations. Self efficacy, Bandura's term for the individual's belief about her his own effectiveness, the expectations that one can master a situation and produce positive outcomes. Self esteem, the individual's personal judgment of her or his own worth, one's attitude toward one's along a positive negative dimensions. Self fulfillment prophecy, behaving in a way that confirms the predictions other make. Self regulation refers to our ability to organize and monitor our own behavior. Sensitivity, tendency to respond to very low levels of physical stimulation. Simplicity or complexity, multiplexity of attitude, whether the whole attitude consists of a single or a very few sub attitudes, simple or contains many sub attitudes, multiplex. Simultaneous processing, cognitive processing in the past model that involves integrating elements of the stimulus situation into composite and meaningful patterns. Situationism, a principle which states that situation and circumstances outside oneself have the power to influence behavior. Social cognition, the process through which we notice, interpret, remember, and later use social information. It helps in making sense of other people and ourselves. Social facilitations, the tendency for people's performance to improve in the presence of others or an audience. Social identity. A person's definition of who she or he is includes personal attributes, self concept, along with membership in various groups. Social influence. The process by which the action of an individual or group affect the behavior of others. Social inhabitations, social restraint or conduct, social loafing. In a group, each additional individual puts in less effort, thinking that others will be putting in their effort. Social support, information from other people that one is loved and cared for, esteemed and valued, and part of a network of communication and mutual obligations. Somatoform disorder, conditions involving physical complaints or disabilities occurring in the absence of any identifiable organic cause. Spiritual perspective, the perspective that is specifies to do activities what are desirable into accordance with the scriptures. It pleads for a harmony between man and nature. Status, social rank within a group. Stereotype, an over generalized and unverified prototype about a particular group is called stereotype. Stress, our response to events that disrupt or threaten to disrupt your physical and psychological functioning. Stressor, events or situations in our environment that cause stress. Structure, the enduring form of composition of a complex system or phenomena contrast with functions, which is process of a relatively brief duration arising of structure. Substance abuse, the use of any drug or chemical to modify mood or behavior that result in impairments. Successive processing, cognitive processing in the past model where elements of the stimulus situations are responded to sequentially. Superego, according to Freud, the final personality structure to develop. It represents society's standards of right and wrong as handed down by persons, patterns, teacher and others, parents, teacher and others important figures. Surface trait, R.B. Cattell's term for clusters of observable trait elements, responses that seems to go together. Factor analysis of the correlations reveals source traits.